have pink eye. Most of us know we have pink eye when we have it and really are just trying to get a prescription. In that case, we may choose to use our telemedicine benefit. You might have a rash that you can very easily describe to the doctor, or you might be feeling a flu-like symptoms. You can call, let's say, if you think you got a broken leg, but it really may not be the best scenario.
Right.
So you can call them for anything. Okay. However, it's really those instances where, you know, I could go to the ER, but I really don't think it's that bad.
Right.
And I want to talk to a licensed professional. I have this MD Live benefit and can do that.
And it's also convenient to, like, to say if it's the weekend, you know, if it's after work or after office hours for the physician, because this is 24/7, 365, right?
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay, perfect. So, Antoinette, can you tell us how do they register? How do they register for MD Live?
There are a few ways you can register for MD Live. You can visit mdlive.com/IBX. You can call the 800 number, the toll-free number, and you can also just download the app on your device.
Right.
If you go to our website, mylbcbenefits.com, under the header What's New, the directions are there, and everything we're basically going to talk about today is in a brochure online.
And also, I want to tell folks, it's real easy to register because I registered the other day just to have some background information. And it basically just asks you for everything that's on your, you know, health care card, your, you know, your health and welfare card, your Independence Blue card, and also it asks you maybe like 2 security questions to answer, and that's it. You can add your dependents on, right? Because you also can add your dependents on however many that's covered under the benefit now, right?
That's correct, yes. So once you register as the primary member, you can add your dependents.
Okay. So you can download it on your phone. Are there other different ways you can download it on your tablet, computer?
You can do it on your tablet, your desktop, your cell phone. There's different options you can log on to just to access the benefit.
So how long before you register are you able to actually use it?
You can use the benefit immediately after you register. So once you register, you can go and set an appointment and see a doctor. And you can set your appointment time, date and time with the physician, and you'll get a reminder email sent to you with your time of your appointment.
Oh, okay, so you can make an appointment. So it's by appointment and just depends on the time frame, the wait time, I guess?
Yes, you'll be notified. So you can either do it immediately or you can schedule an appointment at your convenience.
Oh, so I get to choose? I'm like, I get to choose the appointment?
Yeah, you can set an appointment, and that's the great thing about it. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days. So if you're at work and you may get off late and your doctor's office is closed, you can call into Med Live and you can get your appointment.
Do you have a choice as to whether you have FaceTime or not?
It really depends on how the doctor wants to communicate. Of course, he'll be flexible in terms of what you have access to. But it's really linked more towards how the doctor would like to connect with you.
So it'll be either or, either you just speak to them or video.
Yeah.
What about my blood pressure?
But they can't take your blood pressure. Okay.
But they'll tell you to put your fingers on your pulse and tell me how it feels.
Wait a minute. If they try to, hang up and try again.
I mean, I just want to applaud you all working with the business managers, the Independence Blue Cross, and everyone that was involved, really, because, like I said, during the quarantine, this is really important, and people may think that they don't have, any other options rather than to go to urgent care after hours of the doctors or on the weekends, the inconvenience. So this way they really know, and members, if you're listening, you can go to MD Live and you can click right on .com and you can register yourself and your family and dependents. But we're going to come right back because we want to finish up. I have a couple of more questions for you ladies. We'll take a commercial break and we'll be right back with more Labors Live.
Now, a traffic update on Word Radio.
Already a bit of a mess on the Philly roads. This report is sponsored by Allstate. Eastbound Schuylkill Expressway, that is closed from the Vine Expressway to University. That's for construction. It's going to stay that way all weekend long. Traffic is stopped all the way back to Montgomery. Westbound Schuylkill, that jams South Street to the Vine Expressway. Then again, the Boulevard out to Belmont. On the Vine Expressway, westbound jam traffic, the Ben Franklin Parkway to the Schuylkill. Eastbound Vine at jam 76 over to Broad Street. Traveling along 95 in PA, northbound, it's not looking too bad. Slow traffic, the Vine Expressway to Girard. Southbound 95 is heavy, the Betsy Ross Bridge into Girard, then again Ridley Park into the Commodore Barry. Boulevard northbound, that jams the Schuylkill Expressway into Broad Street, and the Blue Route southbound jams Broomall to Media Swarthmore. On the bridges, the Commodore Barry Bridge eastbound into Jersey, that is heavy because of construction. Once you're in Jersey, 676 southbound jams Morgan Boulevard into 42. 42 southbound jams the Walt Whitman Bridge into 295, and it's heavy on 295 southbound from 30 to 42.
If you're driving less, you could be saving more on car insurance. With pay-per-mile insurance from Allstate, pay for the miles you drive and save on the miles you don't. Call a local Allstate agent and get a quote now.
For more traffic information, log on to SIGAlert.com. I'm Brendan Joseph with your Philadelphia area traffic.
Check out the Source lineup on Word Radio. Mondays, get ready for the rapping professor, Dr. Aaron Smith. On Tuesdays, it's Andrea Lawful Sanders. Then on Wednesdays, it's the Black Women's Leadership Council. On Thursdays, it's a second helping of Andrea Lawful Sanders. And on Fridays, it's Tiffany Bacon. Don't miss the Source. Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. and Fridays, 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Exclusively on Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live on wordradio.com and on the Word Radio app. Keystone First VIP Choice HMO SNP Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan has a 4 out of 5 star rating and is one of the highest rated Medicare plans in the region. Keystone First VIP Choice and you are better together. If you live in Philadelphia, Bucks, Chester, Montgomery, or Delaware County, and you have both Medicare and Medicaid, choose the Medicare plan that is working to help you get better care. Enjoy extra benefits at no cost to you with Keystone First VIP Choice. You get benefits like dental, vision, and transportation to and from your medical appointments. They also cover a fitness membership to a gym of your choice, $150 toward over-the-counter pharmacy items. There's no copay for doctor's visits. They offer a large provider network, a great prescription plan, dental coverage, and even eyeglasses. Plus, you don't have to wait for open enrollment. You can change your coverage every quarter. Keystone First VIP Choice. The name you trust, the service you deserve. Call Keystone First VIP Choice today at 1-877-686-1760 or visit KeystoneFirstVIPChoice.com. Listen live at wordradio.com.
P&G presents This Black Music Maker's Moment. One of the world's most gifted songwriters was born on the 4th of July. William Harrison Withers was his name. Bill Withers' music is warm, relatable, and down-to-earth. In 1971, he won a Grammy for Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. In 1981, he won a Grammy for Just the Two of Us. In 1987, he won a Grammy for Lean on Me. Bill Withers left us in March 2020 and left us a legacy of beautiful music that will never leave us.
Who said that?
The lady at the store.
That is not a compliment.
It's an ugly, nasty word, and you were going to hear it. But you were not going to let that word hurt you.
There are some people who think you don't deserve the same privileges just because of what you look like. It's not fair. Remember, you can do anything they can.
You are beautiful, period.
Visit pg.com/take-on-race. A message from Procter & Gamble.
Want the latest in Word swag? Check out the shop tab on wordradio.com. Hoodies, tees, and more in a variety of colors. The shop tab on wordradio.com. Show the world that you're all about black. Talk Media. Word TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at ForWord. Word TV. Black. Talk Media.
And you're back. Were you getting ready to say that?
Yeah, that's okay, Cody. It's
that's
good.
all right.
That's
I'm just checking.
That's right, we're partners.
All right.
Welcome back. So welcome back, listeners. Like I said, I hope that the members are listening and taking this information in. We have Kelly Coley, Manager of Sales of Independence Blue Cross, and Antoinette Henson joining us today from the Labor District Council Benefit Fund. She is the Benefit Fund's manager, so she handles a lot of the calls from the members. And we were talking about telemedicine and how the telemedicine has really helped during this whole COVID-19 quarantine pandemic, where instead of needing urgent care and some emergency rooms, not all, but care, you can go through MD Live and register you and your family, your dependents. I wanted to ask a question real quick, ladies. So if you don't currently have a primary care doctor, can you still use this benefit? Hello?
Would be encouraged to get a primary care doctor.
Okay, so you encourage them to. You really prefer that they don't register until they have. I mean, you don't want to discourage anybody, but it's best to have a primary care doctor that can connect you while you're on MD Live, just in case they have to contact them for some reason, or.
Well, you can use the benefit prior to having a primary doctor, but they would encourage you to, in case you need follow-up services, to register yourself with a primary care doctor.
Right. Okay, that's fair. That's fair enough. I also wanted to ask real quick, I'm going through. So if they needed lab tests and they needed x-rays, can the telemedicine care doctor order that type of tool that, can they order them to have an exercise? They can put that in exercise, or x-ray and lab test. They can request that?
The MD Live doctor wouldn't order the labs. They would refer the patient back to their primary care physician.
Okay.
And then the primary care physician would order labs or x-rays.
Okay. Now, Kelly, this question's for you. How long has this been, out there for members, or not even just members, just for Independence Blue Cross customers?
We've been offering telemedicine as a what we refer to as a buy-up, an additional benefit, now for about 2 years.
Okay. So it's pretty new.
With COVID-19, it's just been an uptick. It truly has. Its popularity has increased significantly.
And it's really been, you've got a lot of traction through it. People have really
definitely.
been. Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
So how long is the average visit, though? So you contact a doctor, you're having your visit. Is there a certain amount of time that, because some people can go on and on. So normally, what is the average virtual visit that they'll have, or, telephone conversation?
15 to 20 minutes, really similar to a doctor's office visit, about 15 to 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So although they're not their primary care doctor, does Independence Blue Cross have certain doctors assigned to this format, to this type of availability, to this type of program for the telemedicine? Do you have certain doctors that's just on message or on standby for telemedicine?
Well, keeping in mind that the telemedicine benefit is being provided through MD Live, and MD Live is a network of doctors. So look at it just as you would Keystone. We have a network of doctors that are part of our Keystone plan. And if you see a doctor outside of that network, you're going to incur more of the expenses. So we have our Keystone docs, part of the Keystone network, and then telemedicine being separate and distinct has its own doctors that are considered MD Live doctors.
Okay, I didn't realize that. So MD Live doctors, they have their own set of doctors who assist. It's not necessarily, with the Independence Blue Cross umbrella. Right.
That's right. And Tony, you asked earlier before break what type of conditions you might use an MD Live doc for.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a list of the most common conditions. And it's acne, allergies, asthma, bronchitis, cold or flu, diarrhea, an earache, fever, headache, an infection, insect bite, joint ache, nausea, rashes, sinus infection, sore throat, or urinary tract infection. So those are the common reasons a person may choose MD Live over waiting for their own doctor, their personal doctor.
Okay, so then you do cover a lot. Go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, did I hear you say earlier that they can also prescribe medicine for you?
Yes, they can.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they can.
So it's incumbent upon the member to be very precise about what his ailment is or his condition is, because the doctor doesn't have all of the things available to him. So you've got to be able to tell him exactly what it is that is bothering you. Is that right?
You're absolutely right. That member should come prepared. It's, for example, bronchitis. Do you have, a chronic bout with bronchitis? The members should have a good grasp of their own medical history so that doctor can make a decent assessment. Because at the end of the day, after talking with the doctor, he may recommend that you see your doctor.
Exactly.
Could leave that call without getting a medication if they're in doubt about what it might be.
Because they're not necessarily there to refill prescriptions, right?
They're not.
Exactly.
But they will prescribe.
They will prescribe, but the thought is, for example, if they determine with a series of questions that you have either the cold or flu, we're talking about a 7-day, 10-day script. Or diarrhea. It might be something they might want you to take for 2 to 3 days. That you're not necessarily going to go to them to get your a refill script for your insulin. That's not what they.
Right, or your high blood pressure medication.
They won't do it, but it's highly unlikely that they would do something like that.
So primaries are not really seeing patients now, are they?
Some primaries are, but that's why I said there are so many doctors today that are providing telemedicine. You're not tapping into your telehealth, I'm sorry. You're not tapping into your telemedicine benefit through MD Live, but if you were to call your doctor's office, depending on who it is, they may say, I'll call you back. When do you have time? And we can have this conversation via the phone.
Yes, because I know they are doing a lot of. They'll ask you, like once they call you back, they'll assess you, and then they'll decide whether they need to actually have you come in the office or finish the conversation of doing your assessment, right there via video. And a lot of doctors through telehealth are calling you back on their different, types of phones, their iPhones or their Galaxies, to get a visual of, try to get a thorough assessment of you. Have you experienced that, Cody?
What?
Going through telehealth. Have you?
No, are you serious?
I'm serious.
Yeah, I have not done that, but I have. My wife has done that, but I haven't.
Yeah. And what I've noticed too, now I don't know, Kelly, because you would know the numbers, and not just saying for the Labor Assistance Council members, but do you notice that more people, there's more traction, more people are contacting through telehealth and telemedicine at a time, they see as more convenient?
Yes. We are seeing an increase in utilization. And one thing for certain is we're seeing an increase in the number of employers and funds that are adding it for their employees and members.
Right.
Well, now, it's a nice service that is being provided. It's a good service, but we're at a period right now that if they detect something that could be semi-serious, they can't send them to the hospital or emergency, can they, because of the COVID?
We are still, even telemedicine will encourage the member to, go to the emergency room. If they're talking to a member and they believe it's a life-threatening situation, and they will even say to the member before talking to them, do you believe this is a life-threatening information? Similar to that message you get when you call your doctor's office and they're not available. If it's life-threatening, call 911. Right. They would do the same. And it is hard to get into the emergency room today and to get into the doctor's office. However, if there is a need, they're going to let you in. But they'll make that same assessment, that same triage that they would do when you got to the emergency room, where you would meet with that nurse to talk about what you're experiencing, what's your symptoms, before they determine what the next steps are. They're doing that now over the phone.
And like you said, the doctors have the option to, whether it's over the phone or it's video with the telemedicine. Everybody assumes it's video because of the telehealth. 9 times out of 10 it's the video. But is it a cost now? Do the members have to pay a copay for this?
There is no copay as long as the members are accessing through the telemedicine benefit and using an MD Live doctor.
Okay, so it's no copay for that. Okay, well, that's really, you know what, that's what I just love, the labor sticks of counsel, I tell you. Because this is good for people. This is good information for them to know. This is, easy access. They're trying to meet them where they are. They understand that between working and getting to the doctors for certain needs on the weekends or after hours, doctor hours, is really hard to get in contact. So this option of telemedicine is really great. Now, Antoinette, can you tell us again for the members that are listening how they can register for telemedicine?
Okay, you can register again through mdlive.com/IBS. You can also call the toll-free number, and you can download the app on your tablet or telephone or your smartphone. You need your user ID number. You'll set that up, and you need your Independence Blue Cross membership ID number. Right. If you don't have your ID number, you can contact the fund office, and we'll be glad to assist you with that.
What's the toll-free number?
The toll-free number, it's 877-764-6605. And again, all this information is under myldcbenefits.com. You can access the website, and under What's New tab, it'll come up.
Well, thank you, ladies, so much for getting this information out there. I'm just so glad we had this platform to use so our members really can see the benefits to a lot of the to a lot of things that we offer within the council. And this telemedicine, like I said, is one of the best things. Not only you don't have to, it's no cost for the member, but it is access and it will help them. And during this time of COVID, it's very important. People need to understand you have to contact, your doctor, your primary. It's important to have a primary, even through the telemedicine. Is important with MD Live to have a primary care doctor. We're encouraging that, right, ladies?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Okay, perfect. Is it anything else you guys want to put out there before I let you go? We're good?
I think we're good. You pretty much covered everything. And, I would just say, the laborers have done a phenomenal job making sure that they provide comprehensive benefits to their members. So, gentlemen, ladies, use it.
Yes.
I agree with you. They do provide great benefits. I totally agree.
Cody's a mess. Well, thank you, ladies, once again for joining, calling, and giving us that great information to our members and listeners. Have a great weekend. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cody, you are a mess with the benefit. You know that. I'm telling you.
Hey, listen, I just chose wrong. That's all. I should have been in the laborers.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, I should have been in the laborers. Right. Mm-hmm.
So what's going on? How are you? My next guest will be calling in shortly. How are you doing?
You have another?
Good?
Yes.
Yes, I have Ricky Duncan from No More. No Mo. He's calling in to talk about just a lot of things that's going on in our city with our youth, and we want to have him on because he's so passionate and he's in those streets with the youth and he's trying to make a way for change. And it was a gentleman who was a youth that was shot earlier in this week that he was close to. He actually knew. So I just wanted him to come on and talk about the importance of.
He's been on before, hasn't he?
Yes. I remember, I think he said he comes on once a month on onWURD.
Oh, does he?
Saturday evening, yeah. So he's going to come on and talk a little bit about advocating for the youth, change, all the things that NOMO is doing in addition to the FAT program. And, we just got to get on track with these youth. We got to get through their heads, that, you can dream big, you can have life through all challenges, you still can achieve. We're missing a lot. It's a disconnect, with our youth today. And we got to figure out ways to connect. And when you have people like Ricky Duncan and his crew doing so much out there to help, it's good just to constantly hear a voice of reason at times, that's hands-on with the youth. And, he's just not talking about it. He's actually doing it. So I always enjoy having him on. And with that being said, I'm going to take a break right now, and then we'll come back and he should be on, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Now, a traffic update on Word Radio.
Already a bit of a mess on the Philly roads. This report is sponsored by Allstate. Eastbound Schuylkill Expressway, that is closed from the Vine Expressway to University. That's for construction. It's going to stay that way all weekend long. Traffic is stopped all the way back to Montgomery. Westbound Schuylkill, that jams South Street to the Vine Expressway. Then again, the Boulevard out to Belmont. On the Vine Expressway, westbound jam traffic, the Ben Franklin Parkway to the Schuylkill. Eastbound Vine, that jams 76 over to Broad Street. Traveling along 95 in PA, northbound, it's not looking too bad. Slow traffic, the Vine Expressway to Girard. Southbound 95 is heavy, the Betsy Ross Bridge into Girard, then again Ridley Park into the Commodore Barry. Boulevard northbound, that jams the Schuylkill Expressway into Broad Street, and the Blue Route southbound jams Broomall to Media Swarthmore. On the bridges, the Commodore Barry Bridge eastbound into Jersey, that is heavy because of construction. Once you're in Jersey, 676 southbound jams Morgan Boulevard into 42. 42 southbound jams the Walt Whitman Bridge into 295, and it's heavy on 295 southbound from 30 to 42.
If you're driving less, you could be saving more on car insurance. With pay-per-mile insurance from Allstate, pay for the miles you drive and save on the miles you don't. Call a local Allstate agent and get a quote now.
For more traffic information, log on to SIGAlert.com. I'm Brendan Joseph with your Philadelphia area traffic.
What's up, Philly? It's sincerely Sarita. I have a message from Commonwealth Charter Academy, an online K-12 public school available at no cost to families. A bright light has been cast on the advantages of homeschooling. Visit ccaeducate.me and learn more about fall enrollment. CCA provides internet service reimbursement, a laptop computer, and a headset, all at no cost to you. Visit ccaeducate.me today.
Tune in Saturdays from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. to hear Empire Capital and Consulting founder Mark Palmer's show titled Black Money, Black Power. This show centers around black money and how black power is derived from money. Tune in every Saturday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Black Money, Black Power. Hosted by Mark Palmer.
Support independent black media and join the Forward movement now at 215-425-7875 or visit wordradio.com. This Black Music Month vignette is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Tenderly.
Dr. Eileen Southern was an American musicologist, author, and teacher born in Minneapolis, Minnesota in 1920. Her best-known book, The Music of Black Americans, was published in 1971 and was the first of its kind to chronicle black singers, musicians, and composers throughout history. Dr. Southern was the first black woman to be appointed a tenured full professor at Harvard University, where she served as the chair of the Department of Afro-American Studies. She received a National Humanities Medal in 2001 for having helped to transform the study and understanding of American music. She also received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Society for American Music. Word Radio celebrates Dr. Eileen Southern for her contributions to black music and literature.
Ramp up your fun when you play Skee Ball, the new scratch-off and fast play game from the Pennsylvania Lottery, both with top prizes of $10,000, as well as second chance drawings. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
In Pennsylvania, everyone counts, and everyone needs to participate in the census. Our population count determines our voice in government and how much federal funding our communities receive for health care, food assistance, education, transportation, housing, and more. So every infant and child, every foreign and U.S. citizen, everyone matters. For a stronger future, we all need to count. To learn more, go to pa.gov/census.
Word TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at forward. Word TV. Black Talk Media.
Welcome back to More Neighbors Live. You know what, Cody? I had a feeling he was going to allow me to do the intro.
That's right.
Welcome back to More Neighbors Live. I'll tell you, we have a ball on this show. We have with us Ricky Duncan. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Ricky Duncan, how are you?
How y'all doing? How's everybody today?
Good. How you doing, Ricky?
Good. I'm glad you can join us. You know, of course, he's with the New Options, More Opportunities youth program that's out there, and he's advocating for our youth all the time. And I just want to say welcome again, and congratulations. I see your son have his driver's license.
Yeah, that was a good proud dad moment.
Yes.
And coming on this show.
Yes, and you know, like I said, you advocate so much for our youth, and you're in the streets. You talk about boots on the ground. You are there with them for great programs. I was talking about the young gentleman, you know, earlier this week who was shot down North Philly, and he was one of your program, you know, attendees. That he's the youth that comes from your program. Tell us a little bit about him. Because we want everybody to know that he's a good kid, you know, and he was just, you know, targeted or whatever the situation was.
He's not a good kid. He's a great kid. He's like he's ordinary kids around there. I would call him one of the extraordinary kids because he's not one of the kids that was running around following the crowd. He didn't mind being amongst the minorities, being alone, staying to himself. He was a kid that like focused on the things he liked. He was into himself. He was into fashion. Well, I'm not gonna say he was. He still is.
That's right.
And you know, he likes it. Like again, he's a family orientated. He's kind of a mama's boy, I could say. You know, I mean, he might get mad if I say that, but he's more so that on that side. Like he interacts with our case managers, and he's like even on that side of things. Like recently, to share a story with you guys was that maybe a week before this happened, he literally stayed inside. He was supposed to come and pick up a check. We give kids, as you know, $100 a week essential checks so they can be able to get their essential needs throughout the week because we know we're in constant competition with the street. So we try to make sure that they got the things that they essentially need so they don't really have to be in a situation because most kids that get in trouble is situational and circumstantial. So he came in to get his check last week, and, you know, he stayed with us for maybe 2 to 3 hours. He stayed 2 hours just sitting in there talking to a case manager. You know, because, again, we know when they stay in school, kids talk in school because they're not really talking at home. But he's one of those kids that he talks at home, but he don't really associate with a lot of people. Because and the people that he do associate, which is the Nomo family, we've been shut down due to COVID-19, so he hasn't been able to come in as much as he normally would. So outside of, you know, social media, you know, this was their first, like, contact to be able to come in and get with that other mother figure that they have inside the building, which is their case manager. So he came in, he sat with Miss Felicia, like, and they just sat there and they talked for 2 hours. And after that, he came and helped us as we was sanitizing the building and getting it prepared for the kids to open back up, you know, post-COVID-19, because we were allowed to get 25 youth now at a time to come in the building. He stayed and he helped for another hour just helping out.
Wow.
You know, and he's always checking in. He's always, you know, one of the inquisitive ones, wanting to know when we open it. And he's such a great kid that the principal at his school gave him and a few other youth and scholars permission to go to the school and play basketball inside their school, their private schoolyard, because they're not allowed. You know, most of the courts are took down in the city of Philadelphia. So being his private property, he allowed them to go play ball in there. So which in sense took him out of his familiar neighborhood, and he had to go to North Philadelphia so he can be able to play ball. So when these cops say things like, well, you know, he wasn't even from around there, I know, but his school was around the corner. And he had permission from his principal to go play ball in there amongst his friends that was from around there. And, you know, another friend that wasn't from around there. You know, so the least thing he was worried about, and like I said, was being part of a dice game.
Right.
You know, coming to start somebody's trouble. You know, they ran this record. They see this kid ain't never been in no trouble. One thing we thrive on at NOMO is no entry over re-entry. We're here to stop that school to prison pipeline.
So he was just basically at the wrong place at the wrong time.
He actually was at the right place around the wrong people.
Well, there you go.
He was out the way. He was
right.
Ball amongst his friends. Stuff you should be able to do in the city of Philadelphia.
This is true.
And just so happened, somebody spent the block and thinking that everybody that you see is from that neighborhood. It's a turf war going on around there. Okay. Now, he's not even from around there.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, he happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, but he was he was doing the right thing, you know.
So, I mean, he's doing a little better, right? Because he was in stable condition. I mean, I think he was shot 15, 17 times or something, but he's in stable condition still.
Yeah, he's in great. I gotta say, listen, God bless that brother. I was more worried about him than I think he was worried about himself. And he had a whole normal family worried about him, like you know, the kids and his mother and everybody. When I finally got a chance to talk to his mom, I said, "Well, he's right here," and she threw him on the phone on FaceTime, and he was the highest spirited the kid could be. And I'm saying he got a lot of medication in him. He just was simply blessed to surpass this tragedy.
Well, and that's why I'm so glad that I get a chance to personally know you and to have you on the show talking, you know, putting the, you know, not the twist like the media does, but the real, you know, issues, the real explaining exactly what happened in the streets. He's part of the NOMO family. A lot of kids are the youth that you all serve, and I know it's a lot of work that you all put in there. You have a rally. You did a rally this week, though, didn't you?
Yeah, we did a rally this week, and that's enough. Let me touch on that real quick. We did a rally this week that say our names. This is 40 women that were murdered due to systematic racism, police brutality. 40 black women that was murdered throughout the United States that we don't commonly hear about as much as we hear about the stuff that goes on amongst the males. Now, and it's funny because last year, right, the same time, last year, we had another rally, Save the Women, Save the Ladies, Save the Baby, in City Hall courtyard. And right after that rally, one of our youth leaving the rally, going to a high school football game, was shot in a crossfire. You know what I mean? For again being at the right place from the wrong people. He was on his way to a football game, was shot in his foot. Another one of our youth. Here it is, exactly 1 year later to that date. We had another rally dealing with saving these women and, you know what I mean, saving these ladies, saving these babies. And a day before that, another one of our youth was shot. You know, that's like, it's like, that's not an anniversary you want to celebrate, especially in that fashion. You know, and it bothers me, you know, because right now, no matter how healthy he is right now, as you know, he's ready to get back at it, he's high-spirited in the best of health, you know what I mean, as far as it appears. But traumatically, you know what I mean, post-traumatically, things of that nature, this kid is going to be messed up for the rest of his life. He's never going to be able to play with firecrackers again. He's never going to hear firecrackers again. And do you expect him to be as productive as he would inside the classroom after suffering something like that? Will he even be the same? So my goal with him right now is trauma-informed care, because right now my thing is talking to him, because I done seen so many of our youth that was good kids, but they go through a bad situation and it turns them left, other than turning them right. Either they go left mentally or they go left criminally, because sometimes you get this model like I'd rather get caught with the gun than without it.
Right.
You know, and now they suffer for that. So it got to be men in place and women in place that's like literally guiding them towards the right. Like, listen, we know what you went through, you know what I mean? You know that wasn't for you, but stay the person that you really are. But we also need, we have people like Dr. Eugene Wright that's on our, you know what I mean, that's on our board, like, and that's there to talk them through and like, listen, you know, mentally get him right, because no matter what, it's unequivocally guaranteed that he's going to suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. You know, and just to have people on our team that's in place to go ahead and deal with that is a beautiful thing. You know, that's one thing I like about NOMO and our PA SAC program. And he's not just NOMO. He's a member of our PA SAC program that you're also very familiar with, that we transport fathers and children together, you know, and But there's so many women being incarcerated these days, we had to change the names of families and children together.
Right.
But this young man lost his father 2 years ago to street violence as well. So he was murdered 2 years ago. So he was already a part of the program just for being a fatherless son to a single mom. You know, so he's suffering already. To add this on top of it, man, what can we do? Like, you know, we got to work hand over foot to get this stuff together, man. And I'm just glad I have a great team that works with me, and I don't do it alone, so we can cover all bases.
So for the youth that's listening, or for, you know, mothers and fathers who have their kids and they want to get them involved, tell them real quick how they can get involved in your program and where it's located.
Our program is now currently located at 1609-1611 Poplar Street. We're scheduled for a soft grand opening at the end of this month. We got a few fine-tuning to do, but the doors are going to be open. Again, we'll be taking online applications. They can stop in any day during the week from about 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. We're normally in there. We're trying to do extreme. We want to be extreme sanitizing the building. So we want to they can always stop by, pick up an application. You can reach us on Instagram at NOMO_PAFAC, Facebook at PAFAC program. Our email is info@nomofoundation.org. Or it can be text or telephone at 215-207-6714. Last but not least, our website is www.nomofoundation.org. All donations, requests, inquiries can be addressed through the website.
Thank you so much for that, Ricky. I'm sorry it's like our last minute, but I wanted to make sure you got everything in that you needed to make sure to get involved for these parents and the youth, that they know how to get into contact with you all. So thank you again, and hopefully, you know, I'll see you at that the soft opening, like you said. Yeah. I'll be there, and I appreciate you and your staff and everyone.
Like you.
I appreciate you and your staff. So have a good weekend. Be careful with your son driving. And thanks for being a part of our youth life. We really appreciate you, the NOMO and PAFAC program, okay?
All right, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure, Tony. Thank you.
Have a good one. Cody.
That was good, Tony.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, Philadelphia is fortunate to have him.
Yes, and he's passionate about it, you know, and he really enjoys and has a love for, you know, what he's trying to conquer in a sense of changing these youth and the mindset and giving them a safe place to be. So it's just awesome.
Well, we're out of time, though. I'm going to have to see you next Friday.
Yes, you'll see me next Friday. We'll talk. You're going to see me next Friday, I promise.
Yeah.
I do. I'm going to be yes, we'll talk. Definitely next Friday. So I hope, members, if you're listening real quick, telemedicine, you can register at mdlive.com /IBX for Independence Blue Cross. And have a great weekend, everyone. Cody, Troy, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. And be blessed. Be safe.
Take care,
Bye.
Tony. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.